Welcome to another episode of Reseller Evolution. I'm Scott.
And I'm Carl.
Oh yeah, and I'm here, Jamie.
All right, we got Jamie aboard today. Thrift on fire. Anybody who doesn't know Jamie, which I'm sure everybody knows Jamie, he has been a guest on before. He's even co-hosted when Carl couldn't make it. But he has a YouTube channel, Thrift on Fire. Do you want to talk a little bit about your channel there, Jamie?
Yeah, sure. It's been I think April was 5 years on YouTube. Fairly consistent over the last couple of years. I was trying to do 3 videos a week. I'm kind of back to 2. It's tough. It's really tough to stay consistent, but yeah, it's been good. Obviously, anything from order pull videos to thrift hauls to garage sale videos, anything reselling related.
Sweet.
Yeah.
The toughest part is the editing. It's so time consuming.
Yeah.
Right? If you could just hold a camera and hit click, but you have to edit it. You have to bring it into a timeline, upload, render it, and all that kind of stuff. It's like it's so time consuming.
That's the part I like, to be honest. I liked, like, when I was a teenager, I loved to make music with my friends, and I liked recording software, and then it became digital. So I like that. To me, that's the fun part. Sometimes the filming part's the part that's a pain in the butt, but I like doing the editing part. So I'd probably be a good editor for somebody. That part of it is more fun for me than the filming part.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, actually. I like the result when it's done.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I don't, but I'm just saying I like seeing the effort and the work put into it, and the more you put into it, the better it's gonna look. So but it's the time that it takes away from you listing or just a grind because you have to do it every day. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the course you want to take, you've pulled back a couple times a week, you're saying?
Yeah, twice a week usually.
Twice a week. So, okay. Before I forget it, have you found the difference in the algorithms? I was watching a channel a couple days ago now, and they're talking about this shift in the YouTube algorithm. So subscribers and all that kind of stuff, it's more of your content. So it's not based on subscribers so much. It's not based on, being a new channel or an older channel. It's based on if people are watching reselling channels, yours is going to pop up. And the more people start watching yours, the more it keeps popping up. So each show kind of represents itself. Are you finding that, or is this guy just blowing smoke?
I find an average video grinds out to be about the same amount of views, unless I purposely make a clickbaity kind of title. Then it will double in views, but still kind of fall off at that 1,000 to 1,500, viewpoint. So I don't know. Might be some truth to that. I just feel like it treats me the same all the time, unless I make something that's over the top.
Well, let me know. Keep an eye on this. Let me know, because it was how YouTube has changed going into 2026. So it might be very, very recent. It was just a couple of days ago when I watched it. So I'd be interested, because I think that would be a more fair representation of people's, if you keep pushing out the same channels, they're obviously going to keep growing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But new channels coming in here could be even better, but they don't get that chance because it's such a grind for 2-3 years before you really build traction. You know what I mean? So I'd be interesting to see going into 2026 how you perceive it, if it's the same or if you do see that different structure or algorithm. So
yeah, I mean, hopefully there's an uptick. It's a lot easier to make content when you visually see it growing, right? Or you see more people watching. It's more exciting for sure. As the creator, instead of just grinding out the same thing for the same 100, 200 people.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
cool.
I understand what you mean. I mean, those loyal fans are still very important. So I
Oh,
know you know that. But I understand what you're saying, because you want to grow it. You want to expand to more people. And the problem is, and not to make this a YouTuber show, but the problem is that you can have a great show, even if 200 people watch it. It's not like having a bad show and 10,000 people watching it, and then you get a good feedback representation of how good it is or not. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because if you're showing it to 10,000 people, you're going to get feedback. If you're showing it to 200 and they all like the show, okay, but it's only 200 people. You know what I mean?
yeah, I do for sure.
Right? Like, that show needs to get out to more people. And it doesn't mean it's a bad show. It's just being pushed to 200 people.
Right.
The
Well,
other billion people, 6 billion or whatever the world has, people haven't even seen it to tell you if it's good or not. That's frustrating.
right. But I do think one hack potentially might be, and you can look at the algorithm, you might see a spike at minute 6 right now. You start talking about aliens, Bigfoot, AI dominating the world, you're going to get more views.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm going to flip in 2026 and go look for Bigfoot in Norfolk County. I think that's my dream channel right there.
Yeah, I might have dated a Bigfoot high school or something like that. You're looking
Don't
in
worry, dude. If she's in Lincoln, she's making her rounds over to Simcoe and Waterford.
You have to get all the keywords in the transcript for the YouTube channel. Yeah. It's like those video descriptions where it's just a bunch of random words, right?
Yeah.
We just make sure we hit all the words, like just one run-on sentences of single words, UFO, all the stuff. But yeah.
I've honestly thought about doing, because the books that I'm sort of dabbling into my second book right now. Not that I finished my first one, but it takes stages, and you got to give it a break and then come back to it later. So I'm kind of had something else pop my mind. Won't give it away, but it is alien related. And I was thinking about doing a channel on aliens and then trying to pitch my books to the viewers.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anyway, there it is. So not to give too much away, because it's still in its beginning stages, but I'll seed that there. Anyway, yeah. So there you go. So what's new, Jamie? What's new? What's going on?
Well, actually, today I just the video. I had to wait to drop the video until about 11 o'clock in the afternoon. I typically like to release videos earlier in the day, but the video was sort of about me closing down my antique booth, and I didn't want to put that video out without physically telling the owner that I was going to be done at the location.
Yeah.
And it's been a bit of a roller coaster. So I went from, I made that decision probably a week ago. And I said to my wife that I was going to probably do a big sale all through January, 50% off. And then I'll take some stuff, put it back on eBay, and then I might take the rest of it to an auction and just liquidate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so this week I get a call out of the blue from another antique mall in Tilsonburg. It was my first choice all along. And he had offered me a spot, and I went in and talked to him and he showed me some options. So now it's a different type of pivot. So now I'm just kind of like going to I don't need to liquidate my stuff, so I can be done December 1st. And I'm going to move into, we haven't decided which booth I'm going to go into yet, but I'm going to move into a bigger booth in Tilsonburg. So that'll be, more of a better spot for me. Traveling wise, I believe it might be a little better overall, just based off of, some of my friends who are in there, and they kind of tell me how things have been going. Okay. So I'm kind of excited to start over. The one thing though is I might keep just a shelf in Delhi. I'm not really sure. I did talk to the owner about doing that, and he was more than open to do that. So it's sort of, I kind of want to, but at the same time, I don't know if it's the best idea to try to juggle two things.
Have you tried advertising your YouTube channel in your booth?
Yeah. I've got, it's just like a little,
Little sign.
yeah, like the size of a sheet of paper, like in like a little plastic case. It just has like a QR code to, I think it might actually even still say like the old podcast and the YouTube page and Instagram and whatever. But
So I would assume that the shelf would be at the front, right across from the counter, like in that row there, those shelves.
I think it's down one of the hallways.
Okay.
But yeah, we haven't really discussed, because he talked about a few different things, but the price point's obviously much cheaper for something like that. I do really well there with small stuff. I just don't sell anything big. And
Okay.
and I'm just, I'm spending too much money for what I'm actually selling these days there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking, if you're right at the front, you have a nice YouTube banner and you're selling some small stuff there, like you're going to get seen, right? So
Yeah, certainly wouldn't hurt.
Carl, what's new? How was your week?
It's fine. It's just interesting because like half my questions were about your booth, James.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Well, I could still give you the answers to my old booth. I don't know how to what the new one will be like.
so like I just like a lot of the discussions I've been having like with mine over the last year and a bit is what actually sells and what doesn't sell.
Yeah.
So you just said that you're finding the smalls sell and the larger things don't sell as well.
Yeah. In this particular location, that seems to be the case.
So what kind of things are you talking about for the larger stuff that doesn't sell? And
even some like books, bigger collectibles. I had like some phones in there, like old, like here's an example. I had like, those phones that are shaped like things. Like I had a phone that was a Camaro.
yeah,
And it's, you pick it up. It's not that big, but it's bigger than just something like, handheld. Like that sat there for like 3 months. I took it home and sold it for like more money online in like a week. Right.
yeah.
Stuff like that. Just, I don't know. Prints. Some of the clothing did really well at first and then not so well. I really had to, anything bigger, I really had to put the value way down for people to want to buy it, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely find that if you price it too high, it just sits.
Yeah.
And like 3 months for me isn't that long for the stuff to be in my booth, to be honest, and not sell. Like, I find sometimes it's weird, but just moving stuff around makes a big difference. But also prices has been a big learning curve. Like I see some of the prices I used to have, and it's like, oh, my sweet summer child, your hopes were so high. But coming the same, like you coming from the eBay world, you kind of get those like, well, I could get 100 for it online or 50 in the booth.
Right. Typically, I tried to be around 70% of eBay value.
Yeah.
But a lot of things that went there maybe had a defect or flaw too. So like then you're talking about maybe 50% of eBay value. But I could have kept my booth open the first year with just Disney pins. I sold so many. I don't know. And I still sell quite a few there. But I buy them in big lots from this company that sells scrapper pins, which just means that they've been at the park retired because it's like a trading thing that they do. Okay. Some of them are like maybe miscolored a little bit now and whatever, but they sell like all the time for like $5. Like every time I look at my sheet, it's just like, just keeps flipping over. Right. Like,
yeah.
So it's a $5 to $10 mark there, like DVDs and that, like there I sell all kinds of DVDs, CDs, cassette tapes. That stuff goes like hotcakes.
My DVDs have dropped off a cliff. So I'm actually been pulling them out because they just took up too much room and they weren't really like justifying the amount of space that was taken up. For like in the beginning it was fine because it's all fresh stuff, right?
Yeah.
But once people just kind of pick through it, then you kind of get left with all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
But and sometimes I'm lazy too. Like I'll look, like I usually take pictures of my booth every week. And so I can look back for the last year and just see like, yeah, that thing has been there for a whole year and I haven't even seen someone look at it.
Right.
Like it's time to go. But Um,
I do find sometimes to take things that was on eBay and put them in the booth and drop it by like, I don't know, 15%, sometimes sells quicker. For instance, I just had it was a McFarlane, it was a Walking Dead, what's the main sheriff's guy name? Anyway, it was the main sheriff of the Walking Dead from started
Oh,
from season 1.
yeah.
I had that new in the box, and I think I had $30 for it on eBay, and it wasn't selling. And then if you heard previous shows, because of the tariffs and the de minimis and all that stuff, I took some stuff off, and then a bunch got deleted. Well, I ended up taking it to the booth, and it sold. I think it might have been $15. It might have took like 50% off. 15 is ringing a bell right now. But let's say 15 to $20, but probably 15. That's what I'm pretty sure it was. But it sold within a week. You know what I mean? But for $30, it sat forever in eBay land. So I don't know. Sometimes the reverse works too, right? So
Oh yeah, for sure. I do think like I'm still like excited about the idea of starting over because I don't think I would do it the same way that I did it when I started for sure, right? And I do think more space is going to be a benefit. I just had a hard time, and I could have did that where I am now. I just feel like I don't know that I'm going to get more sales with more space there, but I do feel like in a new opportunity, I would be willing to try more than continue to throw, money at this current place I'm at.
yeah. Well, Mike's a good guy, and he's been around for a long time. Like
Oh
everybody
yeah,
knows Mike, and he's very knowledgeable in his antiques. I just I don't know. Is it a tough location? I don't know. I don't know what the situation is there.
could
It,
be.
it could it could be the stuff like is other vendors doing really good because each location might have do better with different things. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that if you're selling a lot of those pins, there's people going there. You know what I mean? Like is 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 it like I hate to I don't know. We're just talking, right? But like is other vendors doing well there?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I had asked when I had a couple of rough months if it was just me or if everybody was kind of having the same sort of thing. And at that point, he had said it was sort of like, no, it's kind of everything's like this.
Okay.
So there was never any point where he was like, um,
Yeah, everyone's doing good but you, bud.
yeah, like so. But I
'Cause-
mean,
sorry, go ahead.
no, but this is the first. So it doesn't have anything to do with me wanting to leave or leaving. But
Yeah.
this was the first month, or November was the first month that I actually lost money. There are other months where I probably lost money because I made more than my rent, but things cost money, obviously, right? So
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
there's lots of months where it might have washed out a little bit, but this was a full blown. November should have been pretty good, and I just like did not do very well at all.
Okay.
And I did put new stuff in like weekly and move stuff around and whatever. And I think there's actually like a sale going on there, 20% off sale or something. So I mean, I don't know. Just didn't work out though.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
it's hard, Because you don't really know how other people are doing.
No,
Well,
And
if
you
you talk to
kinda
them
wanna
and get
know,
to know
right?
them, they'll let you know. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Especially if
Maybe,
they're
but
doing bad, they're gonna let everybody know.
yeah. I do know where I am going to wind up. I have two friends who go to the Goodwill bins that have booths there. I know another guy who has a booth there that doesn't go to the bins. And like they're talking about like $1,000 a month is bad. Like I'm not even coming close to anywhere near that, right?
yeah.
And it's very similar stuff that I have. I actually the one guy we kind of joked about, I buy a lot of stuff from him that if it doesn't sell in his booth, I'll buy it just to throw it online because he'll give me a good deal because he got it from the bins. I'll sell it, so I got to be careful that I don't step on his toes because I get a lot of stuff from him too. So there'll be a little bit of a competition there, maybe a little bit, but friendly competition at least.
Yeah, yeah.
Where we are, people buy from other vendors and put it in their booths all day
Yeah,
long.
with us too, for sure. Um, Okay. Well, I'd be interested to see how it goes there. So keep us updated. I know you will.
Yeah.
You're saying that you might get a shelf and you might look at doing pins and stuff like that. I have some glass shelves anywhere from this to like to quite long. So if you need, you'd have to put like things up there. But if you need to layer some glass shelves, let me know. I have a bunch here you can have for no cost. I was given them anyway, so it's like Steph wants me to throw them out because they're kind of in the way and they're glass. She doesn't want them to break, so
Yeah.
she'll be happy if you were to take some. But I was actually thinking about putting them in the booth because I think you can display well with them, and I was going to try to sell them in the booth, right? But if you want some, I'll give them to you anyway. Because if you have this like a foot and a half of shelf space, but your items are this big, it's nice to be able to layer them. And if it's wooden shelves, it can block out a lot of light. So I like the glass shelves because it allows the light to still come down on them, and you can layer, you can stack these small little items on top. So just keep
That
that in
is
mind.
hard, isn't it? Like even for me with the bookshelves I use, sometimes it's like you can't see anything because there's just not enough light under
There's
there.
not enough light for sure. Yeah.
And it's like things are getting hidden. So I'm fighting that a lot of the time. But
Yeah. If you have like a wooden shelf where the wooden shelves are part of the structure and keeping it tight, you can't really do it. But
yeah,
on top of that wooden shelf, you can layer glass shelves, or they work that way too, is what I'm thinking. But
like
it,
off
it does.
Temu, I got like these plastic little tiered shelves
Yep.
that will fit in the bookcase. That helps a bit to a certain extent, but even then, if it like you're saying, if it's wood, it's still kind of blocking the stuff, and like you have to pick how high you want the shelves and all that stuff, and it's like
You
makes a big difference.
you get your stuff stays at your booth though, right, Carl?
Yeah, but I have to physically be there every Sunday.
Okay. I know like John, when I was doing the podcast with John there, when he was doing a similar type market, I think he would have to set up. I thought he had to bring everything every week, but yeah, it'd be a lot easier not to for sure. But he had to be
Well,
there as well.
there's different styles. Like where you are, Carl, the outside vendors would have to do that, right?
There's cabins outside, so some of them, yes, they do, like Serge. Like he wants in a blue moon, he'll have like tables outside, and he just goes when he wants, right, and rents the tables.
Right.
But other people have cabins, non-heated, of course, and they keep their stuff in there.
Yeah.
But then you have to commit to it, obviously.
Remember, trying to think of his YouTube channel. Oh God. Anyway, it'll come back to me.
But if I had the choice, I'd rather just have what you guys have. Because
Okay.
like
There's nothing near you that does. Nobody has that, or it's just not available space.
huge waiting lists.
Yeah.
Or they don't want you.
Well,
They only want you if you have really good stuff, right? And Ottawa's can be very expensive too. So you're traveling at least an hour out just to get to the booth, which is fine because that's what I do on Sundays, right? But yeah, I should look at it again, but I kind of still learning from the flea market kind of thing, and I enjoy that. But actually, one problem I did have this weekend is, so I sell jerseys like you do, and I cheapened out on my my rack. I got like this cheap Walmart thing for like $30. This weekend it got so warped.
Oh.
It's like barely standing, right? And it's like I'm surprised it hasn't collapsed on people. So it's like, okay, I got to get rid of this. Those racks, they're expensive. If you want a good rack, it's like $150, $200 for a new one, right? The steel ones.
Yeah. And not the ones in the corner in Hamilton, standing on the corner. Not those racks.
No.
They're much cheaper.
Are they steel though? Because I need steel.
Oh, they come with a twitch.
Yeah.
That's
So
bad. I shouldn't say that. Anyway.
I've bought all mine off Facebook Marketplace for the first one I paid about $50 for. It was like a steel one on rolling wheels.
Yes.
And then I bought another one from actually one of my buddies. Well, the guy I just said that I buy stuff from to resell. He had an extra one and sold it to me for the same thing. probably less than $50. Because yeah, buying them brand new, they are really expensive.
Yeah, forget it. Even yeah. So I mean, checking Facebook Marketplace because like this ain't working.
Yeah.
So I had to pull them out. What I had to do actually this weekend is I took all my T-shirts that were up there. It's too heavy, right? And I put cardboard backings in all of them and put them in plastic bags. And now you can kind of flip through my T-shirts instead of having them hanging up. But yeah, always looking for good ways to display stuff and thinking about like.
T-shirts are hard because if you get too many, it's hard for someone to even look, right? Because it's like no space to like even pull stuff apart. It's like when going to the thrift store and they just put the racks in and you can't even like look to see what's in there.
Yeah, because these aren't hanging up now. Like I said, I have a cardboard backing in each of them, and they're all in plastic bags. And on the front, I have the size.
Oh, okay.
And then you can obviously see the design because that's what I display. And now you can flip through them like comic books.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll see how that goes because it takes up a lot less room for me too. So, but like I was saying, I find the display makes a big difference. Like I put my heavy metal magazines, and I used to have them in a milk crate, but now I have them in a wooden box, and then they start selling, and people are looking at them because they can see them. Like they don't have to go to the milk crate and look what's inside the milk crate. They can obviously see the title at the top.
Right.
So.
Speaking of racks, if you want to see a good movie, go to Tubi and check out Killer Rack. The first half of the movie is really slow, but it gets there. Then it's kind of fun. I saw it at an indie film festival years ago. One that was my son at. My son was at. It's obviously an adult film. Like my son was under 17, so he was in a different category. But this guy's out of Buffalo, and he used to work for Trauma. The Trauma company. They did all those horror movies, those B horror movies back in the 80s. So he kind of branched off and did his own thing. But anyway, just a little side note on racks.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one, but I would watch it probably.
Yeah, it's, you know what? If you like those little B funny movies, like you got to remember, I think it was like a $20,000 budget or something. So what this guy did, he would make 3 movies a year. They're all low budget. He would use his friends and stuff. They'd cost him about 20 grand. And then he would sell them to distributors for $50,000. So 150,000, I don't know. I think he come out with around 60 grand a year. That was kind of his wage. Very creative. It's a business. He was an indie filmmaker, and you're like, well, how does he get a distribution deal? Well, he had it all lined up because he's done this before. But so what these indie distributors would do is they would buy these films, but they would, when someone's going to buy something, I think you get a package of 6, and then they slip in a couple of these indie films in there for that package or whatever, how they sell them. So there was a market for it. I don't know if it's still there, but this is going back in the DVD days. But with streaming and stuff like that, it might have changed a lot, right? But
yeah,
I don't know. It was just it's like, this is in the U.S., so I mean they have a whole different ballgame out there. But it's really interesting when you dig down into it how people are making a living sometimes, right? You get creative. You got to find a creative way to do that, right? So anyway, just a thought there. Killer Rack.
Nice. Speaking about killer, have you guys been having killer Q4 so far? Christmas been flying off the shelves or what?
Well, I'll say what I've said before. In all fairness to whatever is the judge of all judges, I haven't, since August, I have not listed on eBay over 300 items. I'm probably at, I don't even know if I'm over 300 now. I might have got to 310.
Okay.
But I'll tell you right now how many I have. I got 291 items.
Okay, well, yeah.
So that's not really a way to judge how well I'm doing. The booth is doing good. We had a slow couple of days. So I'm probably, like, we're closed Monday, Tuesdays, right? So I think last month was November. So I was over October. I was over my month expectations. which I usually do in those months. And I think if I can have like a couple of good weeks and then we get over Christmas and then we get a big rush going into that holiday, it's going to push my December up. So I think I'm right on course. Other than eBay, but because of that glitch, I should have 1,000 items in my store right now. You know what I mean? So toy soldiers are going to skew it, but I have sold other things. But international shipping, I guess what I'm saying is international shipping is kind of saving the day in a way. Like for the low amount of items, I've gotten most of my sales have been international.
Yeah, I would say about a third of mine right now are EIS.
Nice.
I like to put a little globe there so you can really easily see
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
on your sold. It's like, okay, yeah, one going out EIS and a couple last week. And how are you finding Q4 and EIS?
Well, I just got accepted to EIS maybe week and a half ago on my main store.
Yep.
But I've probably already did like 5 or 6 sales, so that was good. My card store, a few, but not too many people want low end cards shipped across the world for $1 million.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty good. My Q4's been, it feels like it's been really good. But when I look back into, say, like compare it to the year before,
No.
maybe not. It just feels better because it was so slow for so long. But I'm making a good amount of sales right now. But I also listed a ton of like sports card sets and like collectible things that people are buying. So
Nice.
yeah.
I've got 8 toy soldiers going out today and 1 travel brochure. I'm looking at global ship. Like I sold a toy soldier. It was a Doc Holiday first Legion, $75.
Yeah, that's pretty
Right?
good. Yeah.
The two GI Joe pieces. The guy gave me a good review. He was really happy with them. So when you're spending $200 on a pair of pants with a doll, like
There you go.
you know, and I say that funny, but the other one was $100 life vest. Like I understand the collecting aspect of it, but it just seems absurd in its, when you just explain it like I just did. Like it's, but I mean, listen, I understand it. We've all been in here long enough to know that there's some very collectible stuff, right? So
For sure.
but,
What kind of stuff are you selling international, Carl?
Weird things like remote controls. I was shocked that someone would actually buy a remote control from another country. Department 56,
Okay.
Viewmaster stuff. A couple weeks ago, an accordion.
Oh
Went.
yes. Yeah.
So it's just random things like I wouldn't even think they couldn't get over there by themselves because I don't even know where it's going to. I'm assuming not the USA, but sometimes it is USA. So,
well, you can find out, eh?
oh, I can. Yes, I could.
Okay.
I just don't look. To
No,
be
but
honest,
go ahead. Sorry. No, but if you wanted to find out right now and let us know, like you can.
Okay. I'll look at this one. But like to be honest, all my mental energy has been going towards the booth, just not for financial reasons, just because of it's being a little more interesting lately. Just, in terms of like how to set things up and how to get things moving there and stuff like that. Because it's being kind of like a little disappointing like a little demoralizing, right? Everything on eBay. Not because it's eBay's fault, but because of everything with the United States. And it makes you not want to list. Like I am listing things, but honestly, in the past, if I didn't list new stuff, I would get crappy sales too, right? So it's kind of hard to tell. Is it because, well, I know it's definitely a big part of the tariffs, but the other issue is I'm just not listing new good stuff. So, because I don't want to, because it feels like half the point is gone. So
I'm kind of wondering. I don't know. I hate to say this out loud because I'm kind of thinking out loud, but I'm kind of wondering if I had 1,000 items. So let's say the highest I've ever had listed at any one time was just over 700. So let's say I put it up to 1,000 or 1,200, even 1,500, doubled it. If I kept it over 1,500 items listed, would I kind of experience the same sales rate that I was getting before simply because I have more items available to sell? You know what I mean? Like that's really how I should judge how sales are doing. Because listen, I should be at 1,500 to 2,000 as a full-time reseller. I should just maybe even 5,000 is what I really should have there. Who knows? But my point is, could I get to where I was? You know what I mean? Even though things have shifted, only because of international shipping.
Right.
Like if I lost that, like I just, that's another loss. You know what I mean? That would never be able to be a comeback.
Yeah. Well, I think there's definitely some truth to be to be said about how much you have listed, because I know when I rebuilt my store, when I was hovering around the 300 mark, I was kind of thinking at one point like, oh, why am I not making any sales? And then you kind of think about it, right? It's like, well, I've had 1,200 things listing. Now I have 300. It's a huge difference. Yeah. And then as you start to list more, as I started to list more, you get way more sales. It just is.
And I'm gonna slightly tweak that just a little bit. So not so much how much I have listed, but how much I'm listing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, hey, if I'm selling 50% of what I'm listing, I'm never going to get to that number, right? I just won't be able to list that many items at one time to get to that number.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of use that, I think, but I'm like right now, like I might go on a binge and list 20 items in a couple of days, 3 days or so, but I might not list for 2 weeks after that, which is I think I kind of fall under Carl's category. You just kind of gave up because it was just kind of such a hit, and it was just disappointing, right? Really, right? Like, what's the point almost? But now that I'm starting to see a few international shippings going on, and not just toy soldiers, like some Macbeth Evans Heart glass shades, like 3 of them for $65, a Pantera belt buckle, like that kind of stuff. Like, there's other things still selling. I just haven't been listing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should sell them to me. I'll list them.
Well, go back the truck up, Jamie.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have the crock. You can't have that crock. It's already sold.
Yeah, if I have stuff, there's stuff that I don't like to list. Honestly, there's lots of stuff that I'll let sit there and be like, oh, I wish I didn't buy that or whatever. But for the most part, I do, and I enjoy listing. I like to see if I did a good job buying something, or sometimes you're like, oh man, that is not good. What was I thinking, right? Or sometimes, I've brought lots of stuff home and I'm like, didn't even notice there was a big rip in something, or that maybe more. I've brought shoes home and they were different sizes before. Like, how did I not look closer than that? Like,
yeah.
But I like listing. I guess that's maybe. It's probably a good thing for me, considering that you can't sell anything unless it's listed. So I guess that's a positive. But I know on my card store, I've just reached 1,700 listings this week, which is pretty crazy. Like I've just been flying through listings with the cards, but it's so much quicker to list a card. Yeah.
Carl, you have a remedy for having 2 different size shoes, right?
I'm not sure where you're going. Go ahead.
I've seen your listings where you just have 1 shoe for sale.
Me?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
You've never sold just 1 high heel shoe.
I remember selling those collectible shoes. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm pretty sure it was you. You've had 1 shoe for sale.
No, it wasn't
a couple of times.
Nope, someone else.
No, it was you.
Okay.
You're blushing. Your shirt's red.
We'll have to talk about it offline, because I can't remember that. But that doesn't mean it doesn't happen, because my memory is crap.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, is it a one-legged person? Is that what you're selling? Like, I wasn't sure. Or are they high-end shoes to the point where maybe 1 shoe got ruined, so they wanted? I don't know why you did that. I should have asked you.
I have no recollection of this at all. So
I'm going into your store right now.
But
is there anything in your store right now? 1 shoe for sale?
No.
Oh,
I don't get shoes. I never buy shoes. I think I bought shoes once.
Oh.
And they were like worn more than I thought on one corner of the heel or something.
Oh yeah.
Screw it. Screw this stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think the other thing for me for listing now though is like it's like you have to put more effort to get less results.
That's for sure. That's a good way.
I feel like that. How many postcards do you still have listed?
Oh, I must have 600 at least.
Yeah.
They pop off once in a while, right? Like I sold one for today for $10 to Quebec, which
Yeah.
is fine because it's easy. It's like your cards. I just put them through a scanner, and I use mail post.
Yep.
And for those, I don't have EIS on my postcards, so sometimes I'll get American sales and there's no tariffs because it's just going letter post.
Yeah.
And it's a
Yeah.
postcard.
Actually, I think I got that idea from you for the cards because I think we were talking and you said you just ship them. It's just letter mail.
It's just letter. Like I'm not worried about like it's not like I'm trying to put something else through. Like
Right.
I'm not trying to put pins or something like that through.
Right.
So I remember because I watched a show and you said you used it, and then you said you sent something to an auction.
Oh, I do. Oh, yeah, I do.
And they got it. And I was like, oh my god, you sent something. Like I thought you're just like $5 card, $10 card, but you're actually sending something for me to go to an auction. That kind of surprised me a bit. So it made it fine.
Yeah, I just sent this week some Michael Jordan cards from the 80s. They're not rookies or anything, but they're older cards.
Yeah,
they should sell for decent money. Yeah, I sent them with a stamp.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to change your guys' life for the better here.
All right.
I want you to go on to eBay, type in one shoe only, and click on solds.
One shoe only. Let's see what happens.
There's tons of people selling one shoe.
Okay. Yeah, there's
for like $50 and $60 and $30 and $40.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's like one Hoka for 46.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean there's legitimately people out there who,
just want one shoe.
Well, I guess if you had a prosthetic or leg or whatever, you'd really only need the one shoe.
Yeah, well, or maybe you had two good shoes that cost like $200 and one got muddy or something, and you just want one shoe to replace it, or the dog chewed it or pissed on it or something like,
Yeah, there is quite a few sales for one shoe.
Just changed your life.
Yeah.
Look at Carl. He just leaned in for a closer look.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm still not selling shoes.
No, you're selling a shoe. You're not selling shoes. You're selling a shoe.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw that on Carl's, but I don't know. The one guy's just selling half soles for a shoe, like the soles.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean,
you can $44. So you know what though? Honestly, I can kind of see that when I work and have to wear steel toe boots. Like these soles were for steel toe boots. Your soles, they start to wear.
Yeah.
But you don't want to get a new shoe or boot because this is worked in, and you go get a new boot and you got blisters and your feet are hurting already. Like I can understand how people would want to keep their worn in boot, but that was just the soles. I'll keep back on track with the one shoe. These are running shoes and shoes, so they're just selling one of them, both new and used.
I couldn't wait every year. When I was working in a factory every year, they'd give you that boot allowance. I couldn't wait to spend their money. Even if I didn't wear them, I had probably when I was done, I think I had 3 different pairs I never wore. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm going to get these $200 pairs of shoes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. The boot allowance was good.
Yeah.
So you have a big change coming up then. So you said in January, you're going to the new market. Is there anything else you're planning on doing next year for something new, or
I've been dabbling with like crazy ideas that I probably won't go through with. I've thought about completely getting rid of my main eBay store and moving the majority of the inventory into my new booth and just doing cards and a booth and not doing a main eBay store. The main eBay store would be the cards.
Yeah.
And then I would keep my what is now my main eBay store. I would keep it, but only for high-end items because I do not want to put super expensive stuff in my card store because it's mostly non-tracked.
Yeah.
The reason to do that is it is so easy to go and find a lot of cards and give somebody a couple $1,000 and then not unless you wanted to, I wouldn't have to leave my house for 6 months. I could just sit there and go through them, list them, sell them. And then the problem, I mean, I really enjoy eBay, and that would totally tank all of my content for my YouTube channel as well. But I kind of like that idea of just simplifying the way that I sell. And I think if I devoted all my time to the cards, I think I could probably do fairly well right now. It's hard to say though. Stuff like that's trendy. Like maybe 3 years from now, people don't want cards anymore. Like,
I would say people will still want cards. The only thing that might happen is the market might get flooded because people that collected these cards are going to die.
Yeah.
Pass on, and then you just get tons of cards. But outside of that, I mean, look at baseball cards, and like those cards have been collectible since Babe Ruth. You know what I mean? And even before then, you know what I mean? They've just gone up about. I know they've been way overproduced in a lot of cases, but I think if you more or less had ability to collect the older stuff, again, the biggest part would be the market getting flooded. That would be my biggest concern, but I don't think people will stop buying those cards as long as sports is popular. And I don't think baseball has been more popular than it is now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's probably not going to happen, but that's sort of like my mind's been like floating in that direction. Like, oh, that'd be so interesting to. It would just seem much different for sure.
Now, would your card store only be able to sell cards? Like, could you sell, because it's sports related, could you still do jerseys on the card store? Could you do, like, I know you go to the games and you sometimes you get those handouts for the game and you can sell them right there online. Like would your card store be able to still sell those things?
For sure. The thing about it is it's more risky because it is a large amount of it is letter mail. So you would just have to know that if you were worried about your feedback, which mine is still at 100% and whatever, and it's been really good. My main store is not even at 100% or anything like that. You're just open to a lot more issues with like item not received because there's no tracking on a lot of stuff.
Can't you adjust for one item? Can't you adjust it to have tracking?
Oh yeah, I have stuff. Any cards over $20 have tracking.
Yeah,
it's just like it's way more risky for sure. That's just the way that you sell like low end stuff for me anyway. But I don't think. I mean, today I refunded somebody $6 for a card that they said they didn't get. That's the first refund I gave in that store in like 4 or 5 months. Like people, for the most part, are patient. This person wasn't. They actually said the case would have closed tomorrow, and they had said, "Oh, I'm willing to wait longer." And I just said, "Well, you know what? Like, it's going to hurt my defect rate, and I don't want this to automatically close, so I'm just going to refund you anyway." They didn't ask for the money or anything, but I just did it that way.
Did you block them?
No.
Yeah, for $6, it's just like whatever. Just deal with it. It's like postcards. Like I
write his name down.
Yeah, you only get 5,000, so you got to keep it.
You just if he keep an eye on him. 3 strikes you're out type thing.
Yeah.
I blocked a guy. I blocked another guy.
Oh, Scott's block of the week, everyone.
Yeah, block of the week. Tell me what you guys would do here. He sent me a stupid email. Second one. The first one I ignored it. Can you change settings to ship this to the US?
Oh yeah, no.
It says you need to change the listings to allow shipment to the US, please. Please update the shipping to allow US. Due to the changes, the cross-border shipping charges, I no longer ship outside of Canada. Block.
I wonder why that he couldn't see that he could buy it through EIS.
He could. He just didn't want those extra charges, is my guess.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's weird.
Right? So he's like, you know what? Just change your settings. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. Don't tell me what to do. You're going to get blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. You want to get 5,000 of those? Is that what you were saying, Jamie?
Yeah, I think that's what I heard the limit for the box is 5,000. Yeah.
That's funny.
I think I got 300 more available.
Okay. So
you got to be a little careful.
Yeah, you have to go, okay, well, this guy's back on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question. When you're doing when I do my postcards, right?
Yeah.
When I come up with the values, usually what I do is I have the first picture is obviously the front of the postcard,
Mhm.
and then I do a Google image of it and just see what comes up on eBay. And then I do a very quick decision on how much I'm going to ask, right? How do you do it with how do you do that? How do you value with the sports cards? Do you put them like all these are going to sell for $5, all these are going to sell for $10, and you just do them all at once? Or
No, just so I use so obviously sold comps is a good way to do anything. But if I took like right in front of me here, obviously you guys can see this, but at home, these are all Toronto Maple Leafs Centennial from 2017. These
yeah,
are all this is all the same series. So
yeah,
I would have everything in my search except for the card number, which this is card number 8, but right.
yeah.
And then I would put the guy's name in here, who this is, Alan something or other, whoever this guy is, right? Or Rick Vi. We all know who that guy is at least, right?
Yep.
So then I just have to put in while I'm searching, I'm changing the number of the card and the guy's name. And then what I do is if there's no sold comps, there are a couple companies out there that are really big, one being Comp C. I'll just look to see what Comp C listed it for and then list it like maybe a little bit under what their listing is and just go with that.
Okay, so you do it one at a time, as you're listing. You do the
Yeah.
comp as you list.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
say if I have everything set up and I'm doing a bunch of the same type of card, it's like 30 seconds. And
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
that's including the scan and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might take longer if I glance up at whatever I'm watching on my iPad or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My buddy played senior A hockey, and Rick Vive was in that league. He had retired from the NHL, and he was on another team. He said he was an asshole,
Oh, probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
total asshole. Anyway, but he was a great hockey player. He was like one of the legendary Leafs.
Yeah.
Like, you think he would be a little bit more non-asshole-ish? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Some people just have it in them.
yeah.
What about you guys? Any big plans for next year?
Big plans. I'm contemplating going back to work full time, to be honest. If that happens, there could be some big changes on how I do things. I love the picking. I still like dabbling in eBay. I still like the booth idea. But I also kind of like the middleman idea,
Right.
right? Like, what kind of sparked this, and probably was in the last week, was, and well, yesterday sparked it as well, but it was the yard sales I had here, and how many people were willing to pay me more than what I bought those items for to turn around and sell them. I don't have any hassle cleaning. I don't have any hassle putting a ticket on it or doing anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I've often thought of maybe putting a shed out here, partial of the garage, maybe even some downstairs with the higher end stuff, but just kind of allowing some. I'm dabbling in it. Don't get me wrong, but if I go back to work full time, it might be a nicer way to deal with things because I still have my sources. I still like to go picking, but what really irks me right now is having things linger around. You know what I mean? It really is frustrating. So if I could go out, like I know a guy the guy I bought the GI Joes from, he kind of does it more for his own collection. So he'll go out. He's a collector of a lot of things. He'll buy a bunch of stuff. Maybe, I don't know, he pays $500. He pulls out the 3 or 4 pieces he wants for his collection, and then he sells the rest of it for $500. He gets his money back, and he has his collection. He's not in it to make money, but he gets a free collection of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not a collector, but like I was telling you guys off air, I had a decent pick, and then there was kind of the holy grail of this type of thing. It's a crock, but it's dated. It's got all the information on it. It's got a design. Everything was right about it. So to be able to buy something like that and have it sold, like I mean, I meet the guy on Sundays, but he kind of told me what he would give for me. I told him about the hairline crack in it. Um, Took photos of it, so he gave me a bit of a price. Would I like to grab another $100 out of it? Yes, but when I accept $200 less than what he offered, I totally would. Based on what I paid. But what I'm saying is, there's something appealing to me right now about that, and I'm in control of that. Maybe
I
I'm a
would love to
control.
have someone who's the middle person, right? Like I don't necessarily really enjoy sourcing so much that I wouldn't turn down good inventory from someone else. In fact, like when I go in to the market, that's often what I'm doing is picking from someone else who does that, who has picked and is wholesaling the stuff. And I
Because
don't mind paying as long as there's enough meat on the bone, and they haven't cherry picked everything and just it's all the crap that's left, right? That's
because it was really kind of, I've done it before where Adam used to come and buy my cameras.
yeah.
There was a huge relief in not having to list that stuff, where I paid $1 or $5 for that camera and sold it for 30, 40. Okay, he might sell it for 150, $200, but I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to deal with complaint. I don't like, there was something relieving about that. You know what I mean? And he always offered me more, and I would either say, I'll give you 400 for that. No, no, no. You have to have meat on bone. 300 is fine with me. Or he would insist on paying the 400, and I'd throw a few other things in. You know what I mean? Because there's such a relief in just being able to sell that stuff and not having to test it, learn to do it, go and buy batteries because the batteries were dead. There's a lot of consuming of time there. And then it ends up getting put on a shelf and left there. Where if I buy something for $25 and sell for 40, $50, move on. I'm going to the next one. You know what I mean? So if I do a full-time job, that might be a route I'm interested in.
Yeah,
So
the nice thing about our sourcing is often it is on the weekends or at night or
well, mine was
online.
yesterday.
Well, yes, it's not always that way, but often it is like not necessarily when people are selling stuff when other people can go. So
Yeah.
usually,
And I'm kind of contradicting myself a little bit, but I did say the shed and the garage and maybe an area down here, but I could build up a bunch of inventory over the summer. Well, everybody's grabbing stuff in the inventory in the summer, but come December, they might be short. So that's when I'll invite them in. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I'm
people would
still
love
going to
it.
get topper dollar,
Yeah,
a higher dollar, because the demand compared to what's out there, there's no yard sales in December, January, February, March, even. So, I mean, that is something I'm thinking. So I don't want to put myself in that corner and saying this is what I'm doing, but it really, especially after yesterday, it's really become something. That's an interesting thing. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and then I don't have to worry about all this crap, and I still get to pick, which is really what I like to do. Um, just a thought.
That's
Just a
good.
thought.
I think it'd be a really cool thing to do. I buy a lot of clothing that way myself from other people who pick stuff. Uh, it's good for both people for sure. I'm gonna guess Carl's now.
yeah.
2026. Carl is gonna double down on retirement, trade in for a Cybertruck,
Oh God,
and what else?
Cybertruck.
Yeah, I feel like
Not my,
double
not my.
down on the lazy, right? That's the double down lazy retirement. Cybertruck.
It's a funny
And
balance. Like I was playing video games half the day, right?
yeah. And then Carl's gonna get back into YouTube. He's gonna be a
Oh,
weekly.
definitely not. That's way too much work, man. I just do this live shows. Scott. I don't even upload it. Scott does it. I just have to sit here. But in terms of laziness, right? I need to find my Scott around Ottawa,
Yeah.
who is willing to go out there early mornings garage sales and then flip to me. Like I would
Well,
love that.
but
But
that's because I like doing that. I don't do it because I have to. That's my favorite part of the whole
oh,
thing.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I do not like that.
I need to find my Carls.
Yeah, exactly. So, but at the same time, I need to find someone who doesn't like. I have sourced from people, and I found that, but the problem was the prices started going up as they were looking stuff up, and it got to the point it's like I'm not making any money here. Like if I pay you what you want, I need to walk away because it's not even close to anything. Or, it's like when you buy anything, there's always a chance that it doesn't work, right? And you have to take that into account. Like I bought a digital camera, it didn't work. If I paid him what I wanted, it would have been a much bigger problem, right? And I had to, there's a balance between there, and sometimes people don't get. It's funny, you get these resellers, right, who know you have to buy things cheap, but they don't want to sell to other sellers enough to make them profit, and then it just doesn't work, right? So it's hard to find the legitimate people who are going to do that.
And on the other side too, with my line of thinking is there's always commissions and everything else coming off too, right? So it's a little disheartening that way. Where this, I kind of know what I'm going to get for it. I know kind of what is likely going to appeal to whoever I decide to source to, which will be a group of people, but I'll know, okay, this is what Tim likes, this is what Jim likes, and this is what Harry likes, and you know what I mean, and that kind of idea. But I just think there's a large sense of just relief. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, and I've made all these contacts through doing what I've done. I've created
You're very good at sourcing.
I've created a knowledge base. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the experience is there. So I think, and hey, if I find something, if I was to come across something like this, but I've already got a buyer, which was that croc, but something worthy of a high end auction or something, maybe like super crazy fun or something that maybe I want to throw on eBay or something, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll just would never do eBay again. I don't know. I mean, it's still fun to a degree, but it just when you get hit so many times, like you just kind of like
Stay down.
Like yeah. It's just like I'm gonna screw this. I'm gonna go do something different. Like write a book or something.
I don't want a conventional job. So I mean that's a motivation enough for me to want to make it work. Like I know you're open-minded to going back to work and whatever. I mean, you would have to like drag me out of my shed to think that I wanted to go back to a job. There are a lot of benefits, including benefits to a job, but I like the freedom. I'm personally motivated to wake up and get all my listings out of the way, figure out if I need to ship today or not. I can do all that stuff good enough that I can be successful at it. But thinking about waking up and going to a job, I can remember after we'd have a Christmas shutdown, would be shut down for like a month every year, which is the best case scenario. If your job for a month in December into January, you just get it off. Like, and plus you get regular holidays through the year. It's hard to give that up by itself. But I remember going back to work and like almost in tears, thinking I had to walk through the door and start this over again. Like, I mean, I wasn't really in tears, but in my mind, I'm like, man, this is what I have to do. There's got to be something else. But it's just so hard to break the cycle of a paycheck every week.
I agree with you. And there'll be nights, if I do go back to work, there'll be nights I'll be crying myself to sleep. Don't get me wrong, but here's something that weighs on me too is, I'm not in the position like Carr where I can just retire right now. You know what I mean? And I'm not getting younger. So if I got to make this decision, I better do it now so that the next 5 to 10 years is what I'm going to have to look at. You know what? I'm just going to bite the bullet, do it now, get it over with all this knowledge that I'm still doing this job. I'm still doing this on the side. It's just, I don't want to wake up when I'm 60 and say, oh, now I got to go back to work. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Oh, for sure.
because international shipping was shut down or something else stupid happened, or,
Yeah.
you know, all of a sudden we go to a digital currency and all this kind of yard sale shit is obsolete now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
who knows what's going to be the next hurdle? So just go in there, get it done, go forward and do this as long as I can and see what happens after. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And who knows? I could win the lottery in a month.
Maybe.
And I will, but you could.
Yeah.
You know, I did buy the 80 million Lotto Max yesterday. So
It is a choice too to go back to work, right? I mean, I don't mean it in a way like
no,
like
I agree.
you're
I agree with you.
getting forced back to work because of any other reason that it's the best option for you. And I think that's awesome. That's the fact that you want to go back to a job for all those reasons, and then it'll set you better up for when you do want to retire. Those are all great reasons.
If I had I'm going to assume I could probably get something for, if I had $500,000 where I could just burn it, like I could just take a full chance and just burn it, like, and not care.
Yeah.
I would possibly go out and buy a building and then just start selling and have my own antique store. But I don't have that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I was really to go into it, but it's all location, it's all, you know, there's a whole, you got to build a clientele and all this kind of stuff, right? But what I see sometimes, like, not sometimes, like when you look at every day and then sometimes it jumps up way high, but when I see what that store brings in, that I'm in, the market brings in just in sales,
yeah,
like if I was just selling my own stuff in a big store like that, like that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like that would be a really good income. But I don't know. Like, it's a whole chance because, okay, that store does good, but I've heard of a lot of other stores that aren't doing well.
right.
You know what I mean? So you don't know what it's going to do. And you got one shot at it. I mean, that's why I say it has to burn. I'm not in that position. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not even close to that position or I wouldn't be going back to work. But I'm just saying, if I had that option, but then if I won $80 million, I'd probably go picking and just give it away. I don't know. I'd still pick, but
yeah, I mean, I think we all probably, if I was like rich, I'd still want to like go hunt for stuff. It's fun.
For sure. For sure. I'd just buy another house to fill it all up.
Yeah.
$80 million? I might buy a whole block of homes and just fill them up with stuff I found.
Probably get away with that in Detroit.
Yeah, that's right.
It must be so hard to like start up a mall that sells antiques, because all the ones I know that are successful have been around for like 30, 40, 50 years.
You have to rely on the people you're bringing in there too, right? Which is why I'm sure they're picky. When you go talk to people, they're not just going to take anybody. They probably want to make sure you're going to be successful to some extent.
Yeah, those malls are not in the business of selling antiques, though. They're in the business of renting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right? So as long as they have people to come and fill those booths, Jamie, I agree with you. And that's what I think makes our store successful, is that they're willing to get rid of the riffraff. You know, and I don't call it riffraff because they might do, like in a lot of cases, they do very well online or they're doing well other ways, but they're not fitting in. Their items aren't fitting with the clientele of the store. So I shouldn't say riffraff because it sounds bad, but I really mean the ones that aren't doing as well as they should be based on that store.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other scenarios that you could do though. If you found a really good store that's doing very good, I mean, you could open up a store right beside it.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah,
you could, right? It doesn't even have to be that big. It would probably be better not to be super big, but you could feed off their, I mean, that's kind of how businesses run, isn't it? Like, okay, these guys are doing good. I'm going to open up a flower shop right beside theirs and score half their clientele.
But it kind of feels like the McDonald's business, though, as well, where they're really into real estate as much as they are into selling burgers. Where because they own the property and the places they grow are always suburbs. They actually made a lot of money just on the property. And it feels like the older malls are kind of like that, where they actually own the building. They're not renting it.
Yeah, I would say one reason they're owning it is because they bought it when it was actually affordable. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
um, but I just think I would agree they own it so that it's an investment. Whatever they're paying is an investment, right? It's a real estate investment. But they're also in the. It's like renting storage units. Like those guys are making a killing hand over fist, right?
You think
Like,
with a storage unit, it'd be so much easier. You don't have to deal with like people.
oh, you still got to. You just auction their stuff off,
Well, okay, yes, but
right?
you're not dealing with as much BS.
Well, I mean, they do have people living out of the storage units and all sorts of complaints too, right? Like there's mice in my stuff and all this stuff, right? Like
I'm not saying it's trouble free. I'm just saying you're not dealing with a bunch of eccentric people who you get all types in this business, and I mean all types.
I mean, just in the few months that I was there, the place where I was at was superly well run. I was very satisfied. Like they were so convenient and easy, and it was all online, but you could easily get a hold of them, and they're returning your calls if you have left a message, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, they had a guy living in a storage unit. They kicked him out.
Yeah.
Right? Like the police were there. I actually saw the guy. He was carrying 2 or 3 garbage bags with him. So it was like I didn't realize what was going on until later, but he was just living in storage units.
God,
living in a storage like that's. I mean, anyway, I'm just saying. There's. I remember when I got that big score. Remember all that jewelry and toys? I put a video on that.
Yeah.
The guy that was dealing with like managing the facility said that they had, and that was in Kitchener, that they had somebody living in a storage unit. So they trespassed the guy and then auctioned his stuff off. Which, I mean, if a guy's that desperate that he's living in a storage unit, I mean, at least give his stuff to him, man. Like, don't auction it off, right?
He must have not paid though.
Yeah, but still, like, he's living in a storage unit.
I know it's sad. It's really sad.
Like, you know, give him
like
stuff.
to switch it back a bit. Like for 2026, what I would like to work on is all my marketing stuff.
Yeah,
where leads are coming to me, I'm not going after them. So that means like a better website, better marketing at the booth, following up with people, which I'm not always the best at, or seeing different opportunities. Like, because I think there is a lot of people who would like to get rid of their stuff, but they don't trust anyone and they don't know what to do. And that to me is kind of interesting from that aspect. Less hunting around. That's what I would like. So, because like I have my website and I have like my marketing like at the booth, but it's not really worked. Like I had a couple of people contact me to sell stuff, but that was it. And it's been cricket since. So I'm going to work on that in 2026 because I enjoy that. I like that creativity part of it.
Do you run Facebook ads for your website or no?
No.
That would be because you can run targeted ones to people within like 45 kilometers from you or something, right?
Yeah, and someone told me it's not as expensive as
it's not. No, you set up a budget. So say you're like, okay, I'm willing to spend $30 this month. You can go in there and it'll just calculate how much promotion they're going to give you, but it's going to get out in front of people who would not typically see it, right? So.
Yeah, and I like for me, it's for my site. It's not even really advertised that much. It's more of a direct link from my booth through a code, and I've been happy with that. But it's been 6 months now, and now it's okay. Now it's to try and get to the next step because those contacts in this business are very important, right? And it has to be pursued. But working out on how to make deals that works for both people, that's what I need to get more experience on.
I did think about trying to do something like similar to that, where I was going to like try to consign people's stuff, but it's so hard because you're going to wind up with a lot of junk that you don't want to, right? So there's not a really good way to do that. Like if somebody comes with a bunch of stuff, it's like, well, this is what's good and this is what's not. Like the only nice way to do that is like, you have to be okay with me donating the stuff that's like not going to be, sold.
Yeah. And at the booth, I do have consignment with a friend of mine, John, and he'll come in some Sundays and just hang out for the day. Right. And it's been good so far because one, he's bringing me stuff. I'm not chasing after him. Yeah. Or when I pay him, I pay him when I see him. Because I did do consignment a little tiny bit, and I lost more money just traveling back and forth over nothing. And then I was thinking about it made more sense to buy it outright in that older situation. And the newer situation, it doesn't though, because I don't have to put any money into the inventory, right? And he has good stuff that people want at reasonable prices, right? It's when you get caught with consignment where someone is like, either they're a pain in the butt, or they want too much for their stuff, or it's garbage, right? And now with John and me too, to be honest, I'll bring in stuff that shouldn't be there at all. And eventually I'll push him to take the stuff back, right? Or myself. So that still does occur. You don't want to be hard, but I have said no to stuff before as well, where it's like, yeah, I don't want that in the booth. I don't think it's going to do well, or I don't feel comfortable with that for whatever reasons there might be, right? But consignment, I'm not a huge fan of it because it's like, when I take my percentage and everything, just for a bit more, I could just buy it and not deal with them at all, right?
Yeah.
And in this case, the consignment's good because I don't have to learn all the niches that John is into. And there's no work because he just comes and brings the stuff, and so I don't have to go and make special appointments and all that stuff, right? Like I had a funny one on eBay where they wanted to do a local pickup this week over a cheap thing.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I took local pickup off all my listings. Not because I had ever had an issue. It's just I don't like the time investment. And then they said, "Oh, can we meet up at the mall and you can give it to me?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." I said, I don't mind dropping it off at your house, like in your mailbox, because I can just do that as I'm going around anyways. And they said, "No, I don't want to do that." I was like, "Okay, that's fine, but I don't care about this little sale." And it's not like I don't have your address anyways if you buy it. It's like, it's not a secret that someone lives in this house, right? But it's like, whatever. If they feel uncomfortable, that's fine, right? But it's just like those, all those time costs. Like I really think about time costs. I hate wasting. I hate wasting time, like especially the lazy part, right? It's like, oh, I could have slept in that morning and not done anything. I could play video games for a few more hours. It's like, yeah, but no consignment, no, generally not. But yeah, if I could have more leads come to me, that would be kind of nice. The other thing I might do this year in 2026 is not niche down, but niche down a little bit more into stuff I really care about. Because I find the stuff that I find interesting, I'm much more likely to list and sell and be happy about and learn more about. And the other stuff I don't really care about, like I might know is valuable, that's the stuff that gets stuck for me. Either gets like put in the back somewhere, or I don't want to deal with it, or it just doesn't excite me, right? And so I don't learn more about it. So I'm not going to say I'm going to niche down, but I'm going to kind of bring it in a bit more, especially the stuff I can actually find, the stuff that has value and stuff I like,
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Any other questions, concerns? What's going on with you, Jamie? What's your like near-term goal, long-term goal?
I don't know. It changes often. I mean, long term is to see our other business grow, which is a spa in Salzburg, where we've now been in operation under our name for 2 years. I think my wife and I have a goal to hit. We'd love to hit like $1 million in sales. Now that sounds crazy, but that has nothing to do with the profit in the end. Which is funny because like when you were talking about how much the booth makes and you see the money coming in my head, I'm like, I bet you the actual number they make is a lot different than what you see. And I would have never guessed that until you get into a bigger business that pulse. Like there's a lot of money there, but you don't actually get the money.
Well,
Right?
the money I was talking about was only in sales.
Right. I know, but there's probably a lot more in motion than
So
maybe you
so
just see.
they're in the business of renting. So all those sales are strictly about, like, they get 13%.
Right.
And then sure, they have to pay wages and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um
It's
and I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, to have those types of sales is very appealing to someone like me who is just storing this stuff in a house. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if I had enough money to go and buy my own place and I could store it there and open the doors every day and sell it too. That's all I was kind of going with.
No,
But I totally agree with
no.
you.
It's funny, Jamie, because when he was talking about that, I had the exact same thoughts.
Yeah.
Well,
Because as someone, I have some rental buildings, right? And people say, "Oh, landlords are making so much money." And it's like, yeah, when the rents you times by 12 looks great, but then you have vacancy, then you have the people who don't pay, the people who damage stuff, then you have the insurance, then you have the property maintenance, then you have the property tax, and then you have the interest on the mortgage, and then when you take all that stuff out, it's like, yeah, I'm breaking even.
Right.
So
yeah, but when their sales, when you're scrounging to get $300-400 a day, eBay, the booth, and then you look at the store's doing, probably on average, it could be higher, $5,000 a day times 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you can do the math.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a slow day is 3,000, and there's been days that it's been over 10,000, like quite a bit. Right. So I'm just saying, if you're averaging 5,000 in sales per day on average, not every, give or, how it works on average.
Yep.
That's appealing to me in just sales, right?
Oh, for sure.
Right. If you own the building, sure, you got hydro. I'm gonna put a cot in the back room, and I'll sleep there every night. Like, okay, so there you go. But that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be throwing out numbers like that, but I don't think it's a huge secret by any means. But
right. I mean, that's good if that's what they're doing. That's amazing. But yeah, I mean that's the thing to grow that business would be that could change our life in quite a bit, because it would put a lot less. It would just make things easier in a lot of ways, right? Like, it's hard because a business like that, for us, it's a corporation, so we own the business, but the business is like, it runs itself, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So to see that grow doesn't necessarily help your pocket grow. It just helps you build that asset, so you have like a net worth more, but you don't actually have the money.
Sure.
So that's goal one. That would be long-term big goal, is to see that place hit $1 million in gross revenue, whether it's through sales or whatever, right? Personally, it's so hard to say. It seems like I changed my mind a lot about what I want to do, but I definitely know I want to continue to resell. It might just be in different ways, right? Like, I love eBay, but I can't put all of my risk into eBay, because it could go away tomorrow. Poshmark is still good. The booth hopefully turns around for me and is good in a new location. So, I mean, short-term goals are just to continue to build on what I already have, and hopefully even get back to maybe how it was a year ago. But that's a lofty goal.
We don't know how good we had it.
Yeah.
Because I remember people even complaining then, because it's like during COVID, it was so hot.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then people were complaining, oh, sales are not nearly as good, but they're much better than now.
Yes.
We didn't know that.
Anybody that's still selling right now is not selling because of the effects of how good COVID was, though. I think those people by now have gone.
I think they're gone too.
Oh yeah. Right? I'm just saying, like, there was a boom during COVID, and then when COVID was gone, people were like, oh, sales are bad, but they had no idea how bad they were going to get.
Yeah.
Later.
I still think, honestly, Carl, up until August 29th, like my store was growing. I was doing better and better
Yeah,
every
that's what I'm
every
trying to
day.
say. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it hadn't, like COVID, I kind of missed it, to be honest with you, because I wasn't even on eBay at the time. Like I kind of missed that.
Yeah.
Um I think in actuality, because I was in a brick and mortar store, I was affected hard by that.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it was not
right?
equal for sure.
The
Yeah.
picking was phenomenal. I was working full time, but
Yeah.
the picking was phenomenal because people were just throwing their stuff out. Like I
Yeah.
found so much good stuff on the road. Um, but I think for me, like, so I think I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I think I've kind of lost track of what I'm saying. But I was just saying, like, I didn't even experience that COVID boom, but I was still very happy with eBay. So much that I got lackadaisical and just kind of like, I'll list it tomorrow, or you know what I mean? I'll do a listing
Mhm.
today, and then I didn't, kind of doing what I'm doing now, but now is even worse. But um, I don't know. I didn't hit that boom, to be honest with you. I think I kind of started in that boom. Like I was at the antique store for years before I even started online.
Well, it's paying off now.
Yeah. COVID for me eliminated my debt. I was able to make enough money on eBay to
Yeah.
pay off all of my debt, save about $20,000 in savings,
Yeah.
and position myself to become full time when I was ready. Now, when I did that, was like once again the business that we bought was all within 6 months of me leaving my job. So that $20,000 I had saved up to feel good about leaving, I gave that up real quick. But that COVID boom 100% is where that money came from because you could sell junk on the internet.
It's crazy.
It didn't matter. Yeah, if you had something to sell, somebody was going to buy it. It felt
High
like.
value. Yeah. You go top value and you just cha-chings for no work. It was like, this is great.
It was unbelievable. Yeah.
And we weren't the only ones caught out. Like even Amazon and Shopify, and I think even Etsy, like a lot of these companies had to pull back after that because they all thought,
This was going to
or
be.
they all dreamed that it was going to continue, right? And then it didn't. But
Yeah.
I would say maybe we experienced a bit of that, but we were doing Facebook Marketplace,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of people buying off there. Like
yes,
we had some good purchases off there, but I kind of missed that boom, unfortunately. Like I wished I was on eBay earlier. I don't know.
but you know what? It's paying off because now you have all this booth experience, right? Like
I
I
had the
can't.
booth experience pre-COVID. I was there probably. I'm thinking I was there 4 years before I even started on Etsy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you had years of that kind of marketing and all those
Yeah.
connections and all that stuff to do, right? Where when you're doing eBay, you're kind of in your own little world in a way. You don't have, you don't need those connections nearly as much. But
Yeah,
not to
no,
say
I'm
don't
I'm I'm
hurt, but
happy the way it went. Don't get me wrong. I would have
yeah,
liked to experience that boom though.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was good.
That's all.
I
It
would,
was good.
Let's go do another pandemic so I can experience that boom.
yeah. I remember going grocery shopping because it was one of the places you were allowed to go, right, during COVID.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
And Superstore, where it was theirs or whatever, they sell like puzzles and stuff like that in store. So you can buy those because, maybe a regular store is closed, but the grocery store is open.
yeah. I know
You
where you're
buy,
going.
yeah, you buy an $8 puzzle. That's
Yeah,
40 or $50 in your pocket.
yeah. I know puzzles were going crazy.
Yeah.
It's like all these people doing puzzles at home during COVID. It was such a funny thing. And then
Yeah.
the puzzle market collapsed.
It did. It collapsed, and then you'd go and the shelf would be empty.
Yeah. Or then all of a sudden Valley Village had tons of puzzles.
Yeah.
Everyone's donating them. Yeah, it was a funny little streak. Yeah.
All
But
right.
it is a false sense of reselling though, for sure.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I might try doing too, if I go this route, and because of the move and stuff that we did this year, I didn't get the chance, although my intentions were there, is go to some of those antique markets where they're open for the weekend
Yep.
and you set up on the Friday night, they're open Saturday, Sunday, or you open up on the Saturday night, they're open Sunday, that type of thing. But I might try a couple of those things too. But you got to, they only allow a certain type of stuff there, right? So
The nice thing, I know you're not that close, but that Toronto market, like how long does it take you to get to Toronto from where you are?
Almost 2 hours, hour and
Two
a half
hours.
to 2 hours.
Oh, yeah,
So
you're-
like,
Depends where you're going.
so like people in Toronto, they're probably willing to go an hour out. So I don't know if there's any markets between you, but that would be a nice combo because Toronto has money and such a huge population base.
Toronto has money, but there's guys around here that have money, dude. Like they're paying like 20,000. Go look at Miller, what just happened this weekend.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not saying there isn't money, but they have lots of people. Like I know people come to our area, buy stuff, take it to Toronto to sell in Toronto because they can get a lot more money, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Toronto
I
people
don't.
come to the market.
Yeah.
Burlington, Oakville, they come to the market.
Yeah.
But this is, what do you, tell me I'm right or wrong, Jamie. Okay. Just tell me your opinion. But I like how people, and I'm not saying Carl's doing this, but a lot of people think that the city people have all the money. But would you not consider this area to be a rich area?
Oh yeah, farmers have money for sure. Like,
But there's like Stelco guys have tons of money.
yeah,
Toyota guys have tons of money. And then there's a lot of value in the farming and in the real estate, and they get money. A lot of Toronto people are coming here and buying, like setting ridiculous housing prices. There's a lot of people with money here, a lot of big business people.
And to be clear, by me seeing Toronto has money, I'm not saying your area does not have money.
Yeah, no, but it's I can see a lot of rural places where people would think that, they don't have, like, they're rural folk. You know what I mean? They don't have money like Toronto folk. Dude, I think this is probably one of the richest areas for a long time. Like it's both in history, culture, but just there's a lot of money floating around here. A lot of people with money. A lot of we'll see how it goes, but there's also a lot of business. Like there's the big car factories are around here, spin-offs are around here. Like it's never been where you couldn't go get a job. Would you say so, Jamie? Like right now might be a little bit different the last year or so, but
yeah,
it might be, it's tougher to get that bigger paying job possibly, but
yeah,
it never has been before. Like
no, there's always been opportunities around here, but yeah, definitely the last year, it's definitely harder for sure.
yeah, and my son experienced that for a bit too. I don't think the work's changed. I just think the employment has changed. How do I say that? Like there's more people to employ, but the jobs haven't increased. Where before it was that balance. Like there was a lot of jobs, but there wasn't a lot of people looking for jobs.
Right. Yeah.
I think the jobs are still there right now, but there's just many people looking for those jobs. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which I mean is like there still is that work. You know what I mean? It's just they're just full.
Yeah.
Where before, like I remember one company. I won't say them. Not that it really matters, but I just don't want to say it. We don't have like tons of viewers, and it's going to get out. But there was one company. I heard they were going downtown Simcoe, asking people on the street to come and work for the day. Did you hear those rumors?
Sounds about right. No, I didn't, but I mean, I could imagine.
Yeah, it was a factory. They couldn't find people. They went to ask people, and then they tried to keep them coming back. That's how much work there was,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like 2-3 years ago. That wasn't like 10 years ago, right?
I know. Right. So as I was leaving the factory I was in,
Yeah,
they were having such a hard time finding people. They were bringing in refugees from the Ukraine, housing them and paying them because they couldn't get people to stay at the factory working. They wanted to run these extra shifts and all this stuff, and the only thing stopping them was manpower, and that's how they tried to do it. I don't think it was very successful, in my opinion. But that is, there just wasn't people. There's more jobs than people at that time.
yeah. And then I'm going to be very careful not to mention company or people or anything. I'm just going to say there is someone that is known to do this. So I'm sure it's more than just here, and it's probably more people than just this one person. They own a business where they are given government grants to bring people from other countries to work for them. He also owns houses, and those same people live in the houses that he's charging rent, and the government gives him a grant to house these people too.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a business of renting and a business of operation, getting government grants for both, and those people he's paying, and then they're turning around and paying him to rent and live in this. Like, why didn't I think of that? Like, where was I when all this was taking place?
Yeah.
What a interesting business. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give anything away by saying that, and if you think I did, I'll cut it out. But
No, I don't think so.
like, he's getting paid by technically four different things: people who buy stuff from his business, the government, and then the housing, the people renting from him, and the government. It's insane. And I'm thinking about going back to work.
If it works for you, though, I mean, that's
Some people have more money than brains, and then some people have more brains, and that's why they got more money. I don't know, but it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. I don't know.
all right. Well, I got a would you rather. This will be to spice it up at the end of the episode.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Yeah, Carl's gonna really like this one, I'm sure.
Well, Carl, go first.
Okay. Well, it's you both have to answer though. That's the rule. Would you rather be probed by an alien or have an AI chip inserted into your brain?
Well,
Oh God.
I'm going to take the chip in the brain because nothing's going to probe me. I'm going to break his hand and arm before.
Even if they,
Well, I just got a colonoscopy a month ago. It wasn't so bad. So,
Wow. You've been smiling ever since. I know.
yeah. I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
Lights went off. Lights turned on, and it's like, oh, everything is fine. So, I'll take the alien thing, please, especially if I don't remember it.
the problem with the AI chip is how much of it, the information you think about, can they use against you?
Well, I think it'll even go further. They'll just control what you think,
That could be too.
right?
Yeah.
Have you been using AI, Jamie?
Oh, I all the time.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. It's good and bad.
Oh yeah, for sure. It makes things. I'd hate to have to actually try to write something myself, but just even replying to email. Sometimes I'll be like, "This is what was said. Can you say something simple?" But whatever.
It's very good at that.
Yeah, like I use it for stuff like that all the time.
I'm going to put this out there, and you guys correct me, and don't correct me because I'm not. It's a thought. It's not even. It's not a prediction. It's a thought. But going into 2026, and we're in December, so we can talk about 2026 just around the corner. I think 2026 is going to be a hugely chaotic year. What do you guys think? I think, first of all, here in Canada, whether you like it or not, like, everyone's going to have a different opinion. But they're talking about going into another election. The Americans are going to have some craziness going on too. And I think we're both affected, especially right now. We're affected by each other. So, but when you throw into that AI and the changes in job markets and everything else, dude, I think we're in for some crazy times. And I think 2026 is, you could argue 2025 was the beginning of that, but I think 2026 is going to, like, I'm talking the full year. I'm not going to say January. Scott, it didn't happen. What are you talking about? I'm saying throughout the whole year, we're going to look at the end of 2026 and we're going to say, we're going to feel like we just went through a washing machine. You know what I mean? We were just shoved in it and spin cycle. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, this year itself has felt like it's like a spin cycle. If I think about how the beginning of the year started and what I thought it could be and how it turned out, it's completely upside down for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's possible it could get worse. It's
Well,
always a possibility.
I mean, dude, let's face it. Worse for some people is always better for someone else, right? Like
Yes.
even in a recession, people make money, So who knows? Like, I mean, you could try to work to be on the right side of whatever's happening. So I not necessarily mean it's going to be worse. I think it's going to be chaotic, right?
Business hates uncertainty, and we've had nothing but uncertainty now for
Look at
like
silver and gold, man. That speaks
Yeah.
uncertainty right there,
people are scared. Yeah.
right? But I'm not even talking financially. I'm just talking about the whole picture, just how things are going to change. You know what I mean? Like bigger than that. I'm just thinking infrastructure and everything's going to start changing. I think the way we look at life is going to start changing. It's going to start to change. Options and opportunities are going to start to change, good or bad. Like it could be positive, it could be negative. Depends who you are. But I don't know. I just want to. What do you guys think? Do you think that big change is next year, or do you think it's 10 years away? I think it sort of started this year. I think we're seeing the beginnings of some groundwork happening. Maybe
So what do you
behind the
mean
scenes.
then?
We don't understand it, but I don't know personally. That's what I think.
Like, what do you mean exactly? Because I'm not quite sure. Like you said, not find like all I'm thinking is financially.
I don't mean anything
business-wise.
in particular. I'm not
Like, is there
just
big
talking
changes?
politics. I'm not just talking jobs. I'm not just talking AI. I'm not just talking.
Okay.
I'm talking it all.
I don't think
It's a
so.
shift. It's a shift throughout the world.
I think we've had major shifts through the world this year, whether it be
Yeah.
political or even like things like, if you're thinking about keeping it reselling related, like, the de minimis. And no, but I'm just saying, like, there's been a lot of things that have directly affected us. And that all has to do, in the end, it's politics, right? Like that comes down and falls into there anyway.
And that's still settling. That still changes on a regular basis. That's still kind of confusing.
Let me kind of explain it more. Like they're talking digital ID now. They're talking about, and I don't want to make it a political comment. It's just a general comment. I mean, if it's happening, it's happening.
Well, right? I think the Band-Aid's off. Anybody who wants real change in a powerful situation in the government can see that it's possible. A lot of the things that were changed this year are things that maybe a lot of people thought wouldn't be just so easily changed, and they just did it, right?
Yeah, but not just politics. Like politics is included in there, and sure, it could be a 35% of what's going to happen. But I'm talking like, I just think we're going to see the way life operates is going to change. Not exactly sure how, but I just think like the de minimis and the way that happens, all of a sudden that changed because we're in that world. But I think the whole population is going to start seeing shifts in everything. So, for instance, if you're a coder or something, like they're talking about middleman because of AI, but I'm just talking AI is probably 50%, politics 35%, and then you can cut the rest up, or AI is going to be 40%. But I'm just saying the way people perceive working, like you've shifted your mind on going back to work, Jim. You know what I mean? I've shifted my mind, but that could shift again. But I'm just saying there's a lot of people who aren't going to go want to work 60, 70 hours a week. You know what I mean? And say like, where's my life? You know what I mean? I'm just thinking, I think it's a bit of an awakening, a bit of a, and I think we've seen it over, but I think next year, because we're going to get hit with so much different stuff on different angles, that's just way. Like I hear people that were really happy with their life and everything, like now talking about like, geez, I'd like to live off the grid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not saying that that's the answer. I'm saying people are thinking differently than what they normally have been. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I make myself clear,
right?
Because we can't just hone it to politics or just AI. I'm just thinking everything is going. I think next year, like we could see more violence because of it. We could see more coming together as a community. We might see a bit of both. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah. I'd be such a bad person to ask because I have always kind of thought outside of the box and took chances. So, I mean,
That could be a real. Maybe more people are going to do that. It could be an awakening to say, "I'm tired of this. I'm just going to go. I'm going to take a chance."
yeah.
I think the
Like,
opposite.
what's that?
I think people are going to become very much more closed in because I know you said not finance, but from what I understand, the rich are getting richer and the poor inequality is increasing. I think people are going to be worried about their jobs, and I think they're going to be actually a little less willing to take risks because they're going to be a little more scared, to be honest, especially with AI coming in and also taking away some of the higher paying jobs. I think that's what's going to happen. But it's so hard to tell where AI is going to fall in terms of what it can actually do and what jobs it can actually take. So,
And I'm not disagreeing with either one of you guys, but I'm just saying I think we're going to see a lot of people shifting to one of those and to maybe other things. Like I think I'm saying it incorrectly because I don't want to hone it down to what we're going to see. I think we're going to see a lot of different things. A lot of people changing their mindset. I think opportunities are going to come. I think other opportunities are going to close. But I just think we're going to see a lot of changes. I think the closest thing I could say is, but this kind of happened overnight, and maybe this will feel overnight, but the pandemic created a huge shift in the way people operated for a short term, and it happened overnight, and it was by force in a lot of ways, like good or bad, it was still government implemented these things. But I don't know. I just think the way society operates is going to change.
well, the gig economy is definitely a lot stronger now in the last 5 years.
Put it this way: if they come out with, and I'm not saying that they're going to come out next year with it, but I think we're going to ramp up the talk. But let's talk about digital currency. That's going to be a change. AI added in there. That's going to be a change. Digital IDs. That's going to create people's change. More expensive food. More. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll.
Well, I
come
agree
up
with you on the food thing. Oh my God, it's so expensive now.
Yeah, but
We got a sandwich yesterday. It was $20 for a sandwich. I couldn't believe it. It's like my old man now is like, damn, when I was back, it's $5 for a foot long.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, there's going to be so much changing all in one year. I think next year we're going to really start ramping that up, and people are. I don't know. I'm just. It's not even like I think. It's more of like. It's not a prediction type thing. It's kind of more of like a thesis or a, you know what I mean? Hypothesis. I guess that's the word.
Okay.
Do you guys see a lot of changes coming next year? Like, not even to name it. I just sense it. I think people. Yeah. I think there's for instance, another one is going to start happening next year and the year after. A lot of retirees or baby boomers are going to start, if they're not fully retiring, and then a big portion is starting to die off, and that's going to die. It's going to change the dynamics of a lot of things. Like, I just think, and maybe to hone it into 2026 is wrong. Maybe the next 2 to 3 years. But I'm just saying, I think we're going to really start to see a lot of things shifting and changing next year. And why do I bring this up to start this all off? Because if you can see it coming, maybe you can grab an opportunity. You know what I mean? That's all.
Okay.
Like if somebody was going to say, hey, we're going to have a pandemic. People are going to buy a lot of shit off eBay. And they told you that 2 years before it's going to happen. Would you not stock up and start an eBay account and start going crazy?
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Predict the future. Let me know.
Yeah.
Like I said, Carl, you're putting words in my mouth. This is not a prediction.
No, I don't mean you.
This
I mean
not
like
a prediction.
The general you.
Right? This is a hypothesis. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying you can predict the future. I'm not saying that. When I said you, I didn't mean you.
Yeah, but it's not a prediction. And I said that like 10 times before.
I know, and I'm not.
Okay. So it just, I just wondered, do you guys see that kind of happen, or do you think it's just going to kind of, we saw the big changes, it's just going to be straight kind of, it's going to be calmer next year? What do you guys see?
I don't know. I'm such a go with the
flow
kind of personality anyway. So, and I can't read into things that I don't know either. So I don't necessarily feel anything crazy is going to happen, but there's a lot of things that happened last year that I wouldn't have predicted happen either. So I don't know.
Are they going to come out with a robot that can cut hair?
God, the Flowbee, remember that? That was already
but that's still needed to be operated.
Yeah.
Right.
I never
had to
seen one.
operate it.
Yeah.
This
is possible. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they're going to come out with that next year. Maybe eventually, but
I think your
business is safe. Your business is safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want like a razor shave or something from a robot for sure. Turn into Sweeney Todd pretty quick.
You guys don't offer that, do you?
My wife does it. Yeah, she barbers. That she started. What she thought she wanted to be exclusively a barber because she really loved doing that sort of thing.
And people come in for that.
Yes, yeah, she has a big men's clientele of just people who come in.
Good.
But honestly, with hair, women who come and get their hair colored is where the money is.
Yeah,
they pay big money, and it's if you want to make big money, you're going to do that. So
for sure,
yeah, she does all that stuff. Yeah.
Now this is going back, oh God, a long time ago, probably like 2007-ish or whatever. There was a girl in Delhi who charged $10. That's all she charged. Men's haircut took like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
$10. And she was, there was 3 guys waiting. I mean, she was a good looking girl, but there was always 3 guys waiting there. She was busy all the time. And you usually tipped $5 or so anyway, right? So she's still making a tip on top of that. But she decided to travel, so she sold her business. Within a year, that business was done. Like, the doors were closed on that business. So it's funny how, you got to kind of pertain to the clientele. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
she tried to open it up. She charged more. Guys stopped coming, because if you're charging $20 a haircut, it's different than a 10. And yeah, so I don't know, just something that popped in my mind because I know you're a bigger salon. Here's another thing too. I drove through Tilsonburg the other night.
Mm-hmm.
It was dark out. You could see. I drove by. I looked in the window there, and you had some stuff at the front for sale.
Yep.
Okay. Have you ever thought about like having a shelf of just like, I mean, probably most of what you have in there is women. Interesting, you say some men as well, but have you ever thought about having like some antiques, some really collectibles, like toys or things that women would like pottery and vases and stuff like that for sale?
I'm sure it would go over fairly well, but
I think it would.
Yeah,
right?
We really haven't. We had another employee who kind of wanted to like sell some stuff in there, and we kind of shut that down. So I'm like, I'd feel kind of bad doing that, but.
Well, I mean, you yourself, like you're the guy. Yeah. You're the guy that does it, right?
Yeah. I would think it would do okay there for sure, though. It just
like, what if you put a shelf there with a basket of the Disney pins and maybe some, I don't know. I'm just I like video game consoles or just things like that.
Yeah, I think it would do good. We get all kinds of compliments from our. I've got an old like Beaver gumball machine, right, on an old like stand, and everybody loves it. They don't love it when they put $1 in it and it spits them out like 5 M&Ms or something, but but they're like, oh, this is so cool. So people do notice like those things for sure.
Yeah, well, they stand out. I think they pop. They're very decorative. They're like pieces of art.
Yeah,
so even if they have patina and stuff, like that just brings out more character in the items, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I honestly, it just kind of, when I saw the shelves there, I'm just kind of thinking like Jamie should fill the shelf up with some stuff.
Yeah. See, now you've already got me thinking in a different direction because we do own the place. I'm not so opposed to robots cutting people's hair because there's no overhead there. I don't got to pay anybody. I just got to charge the robot, right?
100%, dude. There you go.
So yeah, depends on where you land, right? So I'm as an owner, I land pro robot.
As long as he doesn't come out looking like Edward Scissorhands, you're fine.
Yeah, well, you have to sign a waiver, of course.
Sell band-aids is
yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that's a horror movie, man.
There's probably is somewhere out there one for sure.
All right. I didn't mean to take it into this crazy zone, but I just thought we looked at this year, and I think a lot of things are down in the works technology wise, almost as more than anything, to be honest. And where do you see next year? That's kind of where it's going. I think there already was. So maybe 2025 was the beginning, but I think we're seeing like some major shifts. Like, I just think it's going to be a crazy time. And maybe this is the new normal. Maybe technology and everything else is going to be happening so quickly that every year is going to be seismic. You know what I mean? And the way things are dealt with. So
I want things to be boring for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You got to live off the grid then, Carl.
Yeah.
Basically, you do.
That's not me.
What's that?
I like my heating. I like my internet. I like my phone. I like my hot water, flushing toilets. I like all this stuff.
Toilets would be tough to do off the grid. But I mean, you can still have internet. You can have like electricity to a degree.
Okay. Well, if I can be like those IT top head IT who has like a compound, and like has like thousands of solar panels and all that. That's different living off the grid. It depends what type of living off the grid you mean.
Well, I'm not talking caveman. I mean, we do have technology.
Yes.
Right. I'm just meaning like off the grid, like in a like up in Thunder Bay or something. You can have organized or unorganized. You live on unorganized in the old logging trail, kind of in the woods, but you can have all the amenities of technology that you want.
I like my restaurants.
Your restaurants, dude. I would barbecue a steak and have potatoes and veggies over any restaurant for sure.
Well, that's why. That's the difference.
What would you do? What would you rather, JB? Barbecue or restaurant? Home barbecue or restaurant?
I really do enjoy both. I mean, I like going to a nice restaurant, but yeah, I like barbecuing as well.
I just find for the cost of what you get at a restaurant doesn't. I don't think you get what you pay. Like
sure.
You go pay like $150, and I don't think you get $150 worth. I'd rather spend the $150 and I don't know, go to a Blue Jays game or something, right? Like you get more out of it than a restaurant.
To me, that's crazy. That is nuts. That's the last thing I want to do.
Well, you could do something else, Carl. Right? You could go play bingo at the old age home.
Yeah.
Like,
$150. I could get a great meal for that.
Yeah, $150 is to get out of jail after you rob them of their poker money. But I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. What am I saying? Like, what do you like to do for $150 besides eat out, Carl? What do you do? What's your hobby?
This is my hobby.
Okay, for $150,
video games and this. Yeah.
Actually, you can take the $150 and go thrifting.
I do it anyways. Like I don't really spend money. Like I don't.
Yeah, I don't spend money. I don't really buy things. Just to resell.
Yeah. Anywho.
All right.
And this thing.
Oh, we got comments.
Oh yeah, comments. I forgot about the comments.
Come on. All right. What are we doing first? Spotify?
Yep.
All right.
We
got 2 comments. Do you want to do Spotify or YouTube? We got 1 on each.
I'll do Spotify.
All right.
Tina Mac. The show for Chris was really nice. Great job. I was there as goods and treasures. I just want to hybrid this winter. Yeah, in the winter. Yeah, like it was good. I'm really glad we did the show for Chris there on that Sunday night.
Yeah, it was nice.
I think my death pile will get good use in the coming weeks. Hoping for good weather this weekend for your booths. The last minute shoppers will be out. Yeah, like every Sunday's been bad weather. And when you're only open on Sundays, it doesn't exactly help. This last Sunday wasn't the best either. So, but yes, thank you. I'm hoping for good weather. It's not supposed to be this cold in December, man. It's like -20 out here the other day. It's like that's February, March weather. Anyways, thank you, Tina.
Yeah, thanks, Tina. I'll just add, and I mean, Jamie, you can add too what your experiences at the booth. But I always found, even on eBay, and even because it's an antique booth, maybe people aren't out to buy other people antiques, so we don't really get a huge rush. Like, I mean, it's okay, it's steady.
That's a good point.
Maybe somebody will grab a Royal Dalton or something collectible like that for a gift. But as soon as Boxing Day hits, I think from that to the end of January is really, really a decent time. Like, you're going to have days that aren't great, but I mean, that's a really highlighted time. It's almost like right after Christmas.
January is one of the busiest times on eBay.
Yeah, I find it's good.
And I would think everybody would be broke because they just spent all their money on gifts and shit, but apparently it's they're not. So, you know,
they buy all the stuff they wanted.
Yeah, maybe they got all those eBay gift cards or something.
Maybe there's that too. Yeah, I don't know where they get the money, but yeah, for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and then it dies in January. From my experience on eBay.
Yeah, I found February in both markets kind of slide in February, unless the weather's really nice. The booth will rock. It did in 2024.
There's been some talk of shutting down our market in February, and actually I would be happy with that.
Yeah.
Because not many people show up, and I'd rather just not go. I don't know how they'd handle the rent, but I know a lot of the other owners do not agree for sure.
It's like the whole month.
Yeah.
The whole month shut down? Well, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
There are antique stores out there that do seasonal. Right? Like they shut down January, February, March. You know, maybe even April. Like the one out where you got near you.
The barn one?
The one in Port Rowan.
Oh, is it the Annie's?
Annie's, yeah, Annie's at it. They shut down for 3 or 4 months.
Okay, I know.
How do they handle rent?
Well, they don't charge. Well, they still charge, Carl. Yeah, everybody pays rent.
Well, no, that's like I just
that's
my question. Yeah.
Well, I don't think I think they just let people store their stuff there, but they don't. I'm sure they're not charging rent. I mean, that would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I don't, meaning I don't think anybody would stay there. Like I wouldn't.
No. Yeah. If you're getting nothing for the money, no.
Yeah. I mean, all your profits throughout the rest of the open months are swallowed up by the months that you are closed, if that's the case. But
like, I know where the market is. They don't heat it during the week, except for Sundays, right? So the owners
still have to heat it somewhat because the pipes would freeze and everything else.
You're right. Well, there's no pipes actually, so they might just heat part of it. There is at the very front, but there's no water throughout the building. Like there's no it's a very weird building. It's kind of like a spider web that goes out.
Huh.
And the only water is at the very front entrance, so they must heat that bit.
Can you guys see that?
A little bit.
It's this is my top Spotify rap. This was my top podcast of the year.
Here, let me just blow you up here. I got to figure out how to. Oh, that's not right. How come it's not giving me the option to blow you up? Oh, there we go. Oh my god.
Little.
Scott's trying to get like Jamie.
This is all changed here.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's probably backwards for you, but this is my top podcast of the year. Have you guys heard of it?
Reseller Evolution, baby. Woo!
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
I like you're more person too.
Yeah, that was my most listened to podcast of the year. Probably because you guys do 3-hour episodes, but
Yeah, I know, eh?
yeah.
You know,
Oh my god.
actually, thank you so much for saying that, because I am going to give a shout out to someone else who sent me the same message.
I'm in the top 11% of fans. So there's better fans than me.
I don't even listen that much.
Hang on.
You know what is really good for is getting work done though.
Yeah.
Like our own podcast. I'll put it on and I'll like putter around doing stuff. It's good for that.
This is, can you guys see when I do this? Can you see me?
Yep.
This is from Nuno.
Yep.
He sent me this, so I should give him a shout out.
He's showing that it's Reseller Evolution again.
Yeah. But it's not coming in clear, is it?
Well, we can see what it is, not the minute.
Podcast. Yeah. Is he better than 11%? That's all I want to know about.
3.
Wow, top.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening.
His comment too. My Spotify does not lie. LOL. So Nuno, let me just blow this up again. There we go. 2,352 minutes.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So thank you, Nuno. And thank Jamie as well, for sure.
Which I'm surprised because I probably put it on YouTube more often than Spotify, but I think the beginning of the year when I was still going to London a couple days a week, I would throw it on the podcast because I could download it right on Spotify.
Yeah, I don't listen to it off Spotify. I just listen to it on YouTube, and I just plug my phone in and let the YouTube play.
Yeah, but if you're in the car, like it's easier to download it. That's why Spotify's handy.
It's easier. I've never
used
used Spotify for that at all. Okay.
But yeah, you guys beat out Joe Rogan, Reseller Leftovers podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
Trash for Cast. You guys beat them all. It's perfect.
If only we had more viewers like you and Nuno. Like, dude, we would be. Joe Rogan would be wanting to come on our show.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, then you're definitely talking about aliens and AI for sure.
You know what, dude? I want to talk about them for sure, because I think I mentioned. Did you hear my conversation about having that what was that tabloid show? Remember I had that YouTube channel, Tabloid Files.
Oh yeah. You said it
Fire. Yeah.
I wish I would have kept that going.
Damn, cool.
Millions of views right now if I would have kept that going. All right, come on, Carl, end this damn thing, would you? Oh, we got Randy.
God, it's like it goes on and on.
Hi, Carl and Scott. Scott, don't block me. But I am pretty sure what happened with your shipping through EIS. I had three sales of color charts for cars to the States. Buyer paid for each one separately. eBay would not let me use the combined shipping feature. Yeah, that's kind of what I was dealing with too, right? As of now, unless buyer pays for everything on one invoice each, and they wouldn't let me create an invoice if I had give them a discount. So it was complicated. Yeah, each item must be shipped separately. I felt really bad because there are one sheet of paper, and they must have paid a lot in total for shipping costs. They didn't want to change anything, and I did refund what I could. Just sending this comment for future transactions. I was told not to refund them because eBay was going to refund them.
Okay.
Good so the only thing is they had to open a case, and I told the person to open a case. So eBay said to keep my money. I did everything right, and so I don't know what happened I blocked the person, so I don't know what happened on their end. And I really felt bad because I don't think the person was scamming. I just didn't want to have to deal with this shit anymore. So he comes in and buys more stuff, and then we go through it all again. I didn't want to do that. So I'm like, there's a complication here. If I have to tell the person how to contact eBay, I don't want to be doing that every time they buy something.
No.
So, all right. Have a good show. Talk to you next week. Bye. All right,
Thanks,
Jamie.
Randy.
Thanks so much for coming on. I'm going to leave a link down below for Jamie's channel. I know Carl sometimes doesn't like me to leave links to other channels, so I don't.
Don't like it at all. Yeah.
Or I forget, one or the other, but I won't forget this time. Definitely send a link to Jamie's channel. Thanks so much for coming on, Jamie.
Yeah, thank you,
Last
Jamie.
as always.
Yeah, anytime.
All right. Any last words?
Bye.
Well, Merry Christmas. I hope you do really well in the new place in January.
Thanks. Yeah. Happy holidays or Merry Christmas, whatever one I'm allowed to say.
Yep.
Well,
Whatever you want.
In my world, you can say whatever you want. It's a free country.
Nice.
Merry Christmas
Festivus for the rest of us, right?
All right, Carl. Anything?
Nope, that's it. Thank you
All
very
right.
much for listening.
All right. Have a good week, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.